If you want to 5 to 10x your sales from form submissions, this video is for you. I'm going to share exactly how, just asking their business email and nothing else, we can get all the other information and qualify the leads, thereby decreasing friction, thereby increasing 5 to 10x in your form submissions on a monthly basis. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So first of all, let's talk about Monday.com. Very famous CRM. Look at what they're asking for. We just need this. We just need their work email. Everything else we can get on the back end to qualify. This is McKinsey. Everyone knows McKinsey, right? Look at all the information they're asking for. Not necessary. HubSpot, same thing. I can get all this information within seconds of them filling out the form. Cisco, same thing. Company, phone number, company size, job title. I can get all that information within seconds of them filling out just their email. Think about how that's going to increase your number of form submissions and therefore the sales. Let me show you exactly how we do this. Once we get a form submission, the first thing we want to do is find out, does it match your ideal customer profile? If the answer is no, then the automation stops. If the answer is yes, and we're checking for things like industry, job title, company size and revenue, location, tech stack, all that data we can get just from their business email. So you can imagine if you just have a form that asks for their business email, not even their name, just their business email, how that's going to 5 to 10x and even more the number of submissions you're going to get on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. So once we determine that this is an ideal customer, then we can get their LinkedIn information, their phone number, both their mobile and their business number. Then we can route that to a salesperson or an SDR, sales development rep, if that's not something you're familiar with. And then we can get that information. Then we can also get company and person research. So you can write emails that are automated or LinkedIn outreach that's automated based on the pain point of that person within their job title as it relates to the value proposition of the company. I know it's a little complicated. I'll show you exactly how that works in a minute. So once we have that information, let me make this bigger. So we get their company and person research. Then we can send a personalized email. You can use things like Smart Lead or Instantly, or you can use your own Gmail account. If you don't have a lot of volume, you can use your own Gmail account and you can automate this whole system where it goes into your draft. Then you can approve of it before you send it out and you can tweak the messaging if you want to, or you can automate the whole thing from your own Gmail account, meaning you or your team, obviously your sales reps. Let's say you have 15 different sales reps. We get all their different Gmails. We can automate this whole process and randomize these leads coming in, and they automatically, within a few seconds to a couple of minutes, as soon as they fill out the form, they're getting an email in real time. We can also have because they have their business number, you can call them, you can send them a connection request on LinkedIn, and you will also automatically get a Slack notification as well. And in a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how we do this, but I just want to give you an overview of how this looks. Now, this gets a little bit fancy, but what's really cool about this is, let's say you have a team of salespeople, sales reps. How much time are they spending every day doing research on all the leads that are coming in? Most companies are spending about 30 to 60 minutes per lead doing research. That is completely unnecessary. Not only can we automate that, but the data that we get is better than what your sales reps are doing. We even get what are some talking points based on LinkedIn posts that they're doing, if they are doing LinkedIn posts, so we can get a feel of who these people are, what kind of integrity they are, what their values are, what their interests are. For example, for us, are they completely against automations? Are they completely against AI, right? We want to know that information before we get on a sales call. Now, for your business, it would depend on what's relevant for you. But the research that we pull is better than what the research your SDRs or your sales reps are doing. And so not only is it faster, it's better. So what some companies do, let's say they have 10 sales reps and they have 4 reps that are just absolutely really killing it, they will find other jobs for those other 6 people or let them go. And just those 4 sales reps are constantly on the phone doing sales calls because all the research is done for them. And it's better research that helps them close. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. So the next thing is each sales rep will get a Slack notification about that, there's a lead that just booked a call. And here's the research. It'll actually go, we can create a Google Doc that has all this information, the research about that person. I'll show you an example in a minute. And the sales rep will actually get that in real time in their Slack or in their CRM or however the client wants it. And I mentioned about the suggested talking point. This is a big thing because if you can relate to that person on the first sales call, you're obviously going to have a much higher possibility to close them just because of the rapport you're building. And like I said, a complete research document is sent via Slack. So let me show you now exactly how we do this. This is a sample just for demo purposes, but let's say we import from Typeform, or it doesn't matter what the form is. We'll get the data via webhook here. And we have their email, obviously, because that's all we're asking for on the form is just their email. This is very important. And then we want to make sure that we can identify the email type and extract the company domain from that. So we get the guy's domain. But this is where it gets really interesting, is we be able to get their LinkedIn URL. So if you look here, we're able to pull their company LinkedIn profile and their personal LinkedIn profile. You can see these two fields here. Then from there, we can talk about, okay, we also get the reasoning, by the way. Okay, so what was the reasoning? In other words, do you have a high confidence that this is true? This is all done with AI, all in real time, all done within seconds of someone filling out their email on your form. And then we have the confidence level is high. And then from there, we're pulling their name, their job title, and a few other things that are helpful for our outreach. We're also cross-referencing to make sure that the company LinkedIn URL matches what we pulled earlier. It's very important that we're getting accurate data. And then we use this other system here where this is where we're getting all the goods, right? So we're getting, the industry that they're in, we're getting the tagline of their company. So for example, this is the tagline of that company. Then we're getting a description of what that company does. And by the way, this person is just a random person I pulled from LinkedIn. Number of employees is 13, and the countries is US, and that's his website. Again, confirming again, we're cross-referencing. And then we want to talk about how do we qualify this person, okay? So we want to know, are they a C-suite? Are they a VP? Are they a director? Are they a management level? So we grade them based on that. So for example, this is an A level, which means they're C-suite. So if it says B here, this is based on the AI, then it would be more like a management level. And if it's C, then it's lower than management. Okay, so we want to classify them, and then we want to make sure they match our ideal customer profile. Now, the cool thing about this is that we can grade this. So for example, we want someone that's a C-suite, director, VP. They got to be in whatever department. Let's say it's engineering or it's sales, okay? Or maybe you want someone that only US, or maybe only UK, or maybe only Australia, whatever that is, or it could be all of those. Then we weight all that and we grade that, and that's how we know if it matches your ICP or not. And this is all done in real time. Then what we can do is we can send that to, let's say, for example, Smart Lead, or again, your Gmail account. We just use make.com. We create the email automatically, pulling data from the description of the company, their job title, what's going to be most relevant for them as it relates to your value proposition. And it's all done with AI, all done within seconds. And then we can send these to these people, and your positive reply rate will be through the roof because it's relevant. They were just on your website, they filled out a form, you get the picture. And so to research that lead for a sales call or your outreach, and this is all done within seconds, sent to your CRM and or your Slack channel via a Google Doc, for example. You can see here, this is an example obviously, but this is all the data we got. So we get their professional information, we get their job title, all the stuff I talked to you about before, what they have in their LinkedIn profile summary, career highlights, which is important. But this is where it gets really cool. LinkedIn post analysis for John Smith. So what is he into? What is his style? What's his communication? What are his personal values and character? He advocates for authenticity, mentioning that if AI can replicate your content, you need to dig deeper. There's consistent emphasis on championing others' success. He doesn't dive into political or social positions. You can see all this information. Your reps are probably not getting this deep with the research that they're doing. And again, this all happens within seconds. And you got your go-to-market. This is for me because we're a go-to-market engineering firm. So that's relevant for us. But whatever's relevant for you, whatever your offer is, we can see, are they interested in that stuff or are they not interested? Are they posting about it or are they not? Or are they completely against it? And then individual post highlights. We even have the links here about the things that they've posted. So you can research that and it gives a quick summary of what that's all about. And this is where it gets very cool. So recommended conversation approaches. Based on everything that we've gone through, all the research and all the posts that we've analyzed on LinkedIn. Again, not everyone posts on LinkedIn, but if they do, this is a gold mine. Ask how he sees AI-driven SEO evolving in the next 12 months, right? Inquire about his preferred tooling for content transformation. Explore his community-first mindset. And this is really the cutting-edge part of the system. And that's how, just by getting their business email on a form submission, this is how we can 5 to 10x your sales from form submissions. Check out the next video where I talk about another AI workflow that's probably relevant for your business. Thanks so much for watching.